Welcome to the Cover Your Assets podcast, a show for the physician who understands the importance of protecting everything you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to find the peace of mind that only financial security can bring, let's get started. Here's your host, Billy Gwaltney.
Welcome to today's episode of the Cover Your Assets podcast. I'm your host, Billy Gwaltney. Excited as always to be with you. Our topic today is, does the broker still matter if I buy a GSI disability policy or guaranteed standard issue disability policy? I work with physicians in training, helping them purchase their private specialty on occupation disability coverage. And there's some other podcast episodes where I can help you secure guaranteed standard issue coverage where there's no medical screening required. And you get the best coverage with the top disability carriers with no medical screening, regardless of medical history. It includes the trainee discount. It includes their best definitions, allows you to increase coverage in the future up to a cap of $15,000 per month, all with the best definitions and the trainee discount. The short answer to the question of does it matter if you still work with a specialist? The answer is yes, absolutely. The broker is really important as you navigate your coverage, okay? Now, when you buy a disability policy from a top true specialty disability company, the broker is going to get paid a small percentage of the premium you pay for the life of that policy. It's already built in. If you call Guardian directly, if you call Emeritus directly, whatever insurance company, they're going to send you to me or a broker like me to buy that policy. There has to be a broker involved. Now, typically with guaranteed standard issue policies, like I'm one of the exclusive brokers for the policy that you are looking into that I have sent you information about. And I just want to mention that I get paid a small percentage of that premium that's built in. It has to be paid. There's not a cheaper option. It's not like real estate where if you go direct, you don't have to pay that. It's already built in. You don't pay me anything extra. And that's true regardless of who the broker or agent is. I just mentioned that the broker is important because not only making sure that you have the right definitions, that the policy is structured correctly up front, but also helping you increase coverage in the future as your income goes up. The broker helps you calculate that. You can always go direct to the insurance company, but that's a big company. You're dealing with an 800 number, and good luck. I mean, you get what you get. So I can be as involved as you want me to be. And of the 3,000 plus physicians I work with across the country, we pretty much are involved with all of them. And I want to specifically mention the importance of the broker at the time of claim. When you go through a claim, these contracts contain the most comprehensive definitions on the planet. Okay. So we do have clients on claim. I wish we didn't, but we do. They all get paid. The coverage does exactly what it's supposed to. However, the process when you're going through a claim can be a little bit clunky, a little bit muddy, because not all disabilities, in fact, the vast majority of disabilities are not catastrophic. And so making sure that you submit the claim forms correctly, that you explain the situation correctly, that the back and forth where they're getting medical records and asking follow-up questions and getting additional information, that you're communicating effectively about the situation. Usually that goes fairly well. We have had a couple of clients, two in particular back in 2021, where they kind of ran down the mountain on their own to navigate a claim without involving me. And they thought it would be simple enough. And it turned out to not be simple. And they contacted me, both of them did, kind of in a panic going, hey, this isn't going to pay. I thought this insurance would pay. Insurance companies are horrible, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, well, let me get involved. I wasn't involved. Sign this extra authorization allowing me to be involved. And I can look into it and find out. And I was able to insert myself into the process, talk to the claims people, find out what was missing, and just some things had been lost in translation. And we got both clients approved. And if they had not had a broker, if they had been dealing with an 800 number, if their broker was no longer in the business, if their broker was not around anymore, and again, they were just dealing with an online platform or an 800 number, they likely would have just walked away and never gotten their benefit and just talked bad about insurance companies for the rest of their life. But fortunately, we were able to get them approved. And so I just say that to say that if a claim process gets muddy just because of communication back and forth and making sure that things are communicated clearly, it'll likely be the broker that clears that up if someone clears that up. And that's really important. And so I just mentioned that your broker can be as involved as you want him or her to be. Hopefully it's me, but whoever it is, whether you're getting GSI or not, make sure that you work with a broker that's a specialist, someone that has a lot of experience working with these insurance companies through this process, and that the insurance companies actually like working with. It's one thing for them to know the brokers, another thing for them to actually like working with them. We have extensive relationships with the claims people, and we're good at that. So I take that seriously. It's the reason I do it. I want to make sure that this coverage does exactly what it's supposed to. I'm really passionate about that. So for what it's worth, yes, make sure your broker is involved. Your broker is important. Hope you found this helpful. I would be happy to discuss your situation in more detail. Feel free to text me at 704-270-2376. And we can arrange a time to talk. 704-270-2376. Thanks for your time. As always, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Cover Your Assets podcast, a Work P2P production. New episodes drop every 2 weeks. If you've enjoyed the conversation, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. For more tips and advice, visit the website and YouTube channel. Check the show notes for links. Join us next time for another episode dedicated to helping physicians like you get your disability insurance right and protect your way of life.